Oh, first of all, Ricky, I got you a donut. Chocolate on chocolate.
I don't eat chocolate donuts.
Oh, rip to me.
But I appreciate it.
Okay, just put it on my toolbox. I'll eat it later. Evan picked up a car to potentially replace our Ferrari.
Potentially replace.
Yeah,
Ferrari. Okay.
possibly. Let's take a couple guesses and see what we think it is. I'm gonna go with a Porsche, and I think it's like probably a 996 or something like that would be my guess.
I'm gonna go like a nice newer M5 maybe.
Oh, no. We are not going to go from a Ferrari to a BMW.
Okay, so you're not getting like a brand new Ferrari
I don't
or something
know.
from that. So you got like maybe a 360,
It has
maybe
to be in
a
the same
430.
class. Remember the old school Lotuses?
Elise.
No, not the Elise. The one before that. Before the Elise.
It's the James Bond car.
Yes,
What is it?
yes!
It's the James Bond.
Okay.
I forget the name.
All right, that's your guess?
That's my guess.
What?
Oh,
what even
you know
is
what
this?
that is?
Is that a 918?
No, that's a Maserati MC20.
MC20.
Yeah. Hey. All right, so I know for a fact he didn't buy this.
Whoa, I didn't expect this.
No,
Brand new Maserati MC20 Cello, which is the convertible version.
But you lost the roof? Where'd the roof go? Did you leave it at home in the garage or what?
This ready?
No, come on.
Ha!
Dang.
Well, this ain't no Porsche.
Ain't no Lotus either.
Did you see the engine cover in there to keep
That's
from smoking
really
the roof?
cool. Dude, this color is so badass.
What is this? It's
Check
like
this out.
Oh, damn. Yep. Yeah.
Full chop carbon.
Oh,
in here?
that I didn't know about this.
Man, that's thick.
That's cool. I like Maserati's.
Chop carbon. It's crazy because they have a regular weave carbon on the body kit, just a little more aesthetic, I think, and then chop carbon in here.
You can see in there, Quinn. I think this might be the most expensive car that has been on our channel.
Is this thing?
It's like $300,000 car.
What? How are we gonna afford that off of a Ferrari budget?
Get creative, Mick. Get creative.
There's no way we're selling our little 355 and getting into this. This is insane. This is huge lead.
Look at this carbon.
This is
dude.
crazy.
Dry carbon in here.
All the way around.
What I'm telling you is that we could find a wrecked exotic that has an MSRP of around this price and be able to fix it up to make it into something like this.
Got you.
So
Okay,
I
that
wanted to
makes
bring
more
this
sense.
here. We didn't buy this car. I wanted to bring this car here so that everyone can kind of feel what an exotic is. You've got an R8, which we built on the channel, but I think after the F355 is done, that maybe we should look into doing a rebuild on a wrecked exotic like an MC20 or a Huracan or a Ferrari 488 or whatever. So,
All right, that makes I'm down for that.
My favorite feature so far, look at the ceiling, the glass. It's like tinted, right? Check this out. Whoa, whoa. Electromagnetic glass. That is my, I've never seen this feature in a car. It may exist already, but I've never seen it. This is badass.
This is baller. This whole
Give it a rev.
Look at the mirror.
He's gonna rev it.
twin turbo. So it's a twin turbo V6.
I can hear it. I can hear the turbos.
Carbon ceramic brakes. Like, this thing is pretty proper. It's like having a modified car to the T. Like, everything is done. Like, it's so good at everything, and it is very fast. It brakes like crazy. The doors go up. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else you could want.
So you know what cielo means? Cielo means sky.
Interesting. Is that why
Sky.
it's blue?
Probably. If you think about it, everything makes sense. The blue on the color, the sunroof.
Evan said cello. It's cielo?
Well, in Italian, I'm pretty sure they say it.
Bro, I'm just gonna sit here and play with this all day. This is my favorite feature.
Break the glass.
Don't break it. We didn't buy it. But look at these brakes, Ricky. Ricky, look at the size of the brakes on this car. And this it's got
huge.
the Maserati Trident everywhere. So I don't know. Does anyone know that you actually have you have a Turo business and you have a couple Maseratis?
I have a couple of Maserati's. They're Ghibli SQ4s. Oh, I don't know if this is the same engine, but I do have my Maserati's got twin turbo V6s as well.
V6. Okay, but didn't at some point they had the V8 from the Ferrari? I thought
the V8 came on the Gran Turismo.
Oh, okay.
They were
got
NA
it.
though.
Okay, got it.
They were non-turbo V8s.
Yeah, this is twin turbo. And
they're fast. Like my Mossies are faster than the R8.
this
in a straight line.
this car in the standing quarter mile, it says on paper 10.5.
Damn.
So like low 7s in the 8th, stock, 100% stock. So
This is all-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive.
I think. Yeah.
I know a little bit about MC20s, but not a whole lot. I never driven.
Look at the settings, the sports settings here. It's on a knob. There's a digital screen in the center of it. Man, they really did a good job with this. I don't know if it's 300K worth of car, but if we could
take you for a ride.
If we could,
seen the doors on
Yeah,
these?
you haven't even been in the car yet.
if we could find a crashed one of these and trade the Ferrari up for a crashed one, I'd be curious to see if our audience would be into it or not. This is kind of outside our wheelhouse for sure.
It's so
100%.
crazy good. All right, now let's talk about the 355 because we have a lot of explaining to do. All right, boys.
Yes.
We have some explaining to do.
Let's do
The
it.
Ferrari's been here now for, what, a month or two sitting?
Yes.
Well, we've been working on Dream Build, the RX-7, the 300.
Everything else.
Everything else.
Yeah,
And
let's see.
the last we told you guys, essentially TJ had made an offer on the 355.
It didn't qualify.
His loan didn't qualify.
Sorry, Teej. Not enough dough, brother.
No, but honestly, we all felt like this was such an important project to throttle. Everyone had their hands on transforming this thing, and that we didn't want to see it go half finished or not complete. So we made the determination, we need to finish this car. We are going to get the interior fixed up. We're going to get this thing running and looking right. And then we'll have the opportunity maybe to sell it or trade it for something else.
So just give TJ a few more weeks to save a little more money.
No, it's not even that. It's more we want to see the car through. Like the front bumper is still trashed. The interior is destroyed. Like this car is almost there. It is almost there. I just want to see it, completely done.
So,
It was a joke. That's for no reason.
let's pull this thing into the center because it's too dark under the prowler here.
Okay, all right.
Pull it over here.
I got a question. Will it start?
Okay.
Will it start?
Yummy!
Will it start? No, that's no shade at Quinn. I have all the faith in the world in Quinn.
All right, let me see. It's behind
It's
you.
the Ferrari.
We'll get a
that I
little.
have faith in. It's the Ferrari part of the equation.
Yeah, it'll start.
Right up, fire it up. I had no doubt.
See the convertible. We've never really had a convertible here. But then you look at the interior and you're like, oh boy.
Yeah, the interiors.
It needs some work.
Light switch is falling out.
We had a Miata earlier.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Oh, you can't.
Oh yeah.
No, but we made it a hard top.
Oh, yeah.
We got rid of the convertible.
Yeah.
So I just got in contact with a company who specializes in these cars, and there may be some interior parts that we can get from their dismantling yard.
Oh,
so
how cool.
We
That's
might be
great.
going up there to San
Yeah.
Francisco at some point. They have
We need
carpet,
it.
seats. They have everything, and then we got to determine like what do we want to do. If we want to do anything custom, we want to do just OEM.
Do we
But like,
wanna
look
keep
at
it
this.
tan?
Show the center console.
yes, right.
Like it is so bad.
It's all there,
So-
but it's just in rough shape.
Yeah,
The
this
dash
company
is
they
really bad.
I'm speaking to, like they have everything.
Carpets are scrap.
Like 25,000 square
Look at this.
feet.
I guess this is a common problem with these cars, but like switches don't stay in. We got to do a lot of work to this thing. My favorite feature is the freaking roof.
Yeah. Jello.
So cool.
The other thing this has is
All right.
front lift,
Oh,
which is
that's-
so convenient.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Lifter activated.
And then
Can you just drive around with it
You
lifted?
can drive it lifted, and then once you go over a certain mile per hour, it will just go down,
I
or you
feel
can
it.
just press it. Yeah.
The seats, I think, could use a little more bolstering.
It's very GT. So I was under the expectation that this car is going to be very race car, and it is when it's in sport mode now, but it's pretty relatively smooth. You put it in
Corsa.
GT, Corsa, that's full race mode. Dual clutch transmission, like
It's definitely
it's
pretty
fast.
quick.
So it's quiet. It's a little bit too quiet for me.
wake up a lot. Now, I know you've driven Huracan, I know you've driven 458. How does it feel in comparison to those?
It feels tamer, if that makes sense. It is fast. Like this car is like 600 horsepower.
By tame, do you mean like more refined,
it's just not,
or dumbed down?
It's not as aggressive feeling.
Okay.
Like if that makes sense.
Like not as raw.
Not as raw. Like it's very polished, it's very poised.
Well, and there's something to be said about that too.
Yeah, I think that this is a car that you probably could drive every day. I've actually been driving it for the past 2 days to and from work.
Oh, nice.
It's very comfortable. You put it in GT, you got all the creature comforts, you got heated seats, you got all the, anything you would expect from a modern car, Apple CarPlay, all that stuff. And then you put it in sport and it definitely stiffens everything up. I haven't driven in Corsa too much.
You think you have to do something special?
Check this out. You hold it and then look at the gauge cluster changes.
It changes to like a
cool.
race pack style.
Yeah. But this one, it does turn off traction control and it might get a little too squirrely for us. So
do you know what kind of horsepower this makes?
A little over 600.
600.
Yeah.
And it's all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive?
Rear-wheel drive. It brakes traction.
Yeah.
You can feel the traction control.
It's braking traction, but it's monitoring it at the same time.
It is. You can kind of feel it kind of battling. Now it is relatively cold out today.
And the tires are not warm yet.
Correct. But see, it's kind of quiet, right? It's kind of quiet, but it's kind of nice.
But I think for like the person that's gonna own this car, and the person that's gonna pay 300,000 plus, wants something comfortable. Yeah, I think.
I would agree with that.
Like if you're gonna spend 300 grand and you want to go to the track, you're gonna buy a $300,000 track car.
A track car.
Yeah.
So this is something that you can drive every day. I love all the suede or Alcantara, the carbon everywhere is so
all
nice.
The appointments are amazing. I even like this. I'm not a big logo guy, but this is even cool.
See, I look at this car and I'm like, man, this is kind of like, could be some inspiration for some of the builds that we do.
These things, these type of pieces for sure.
Yeah,
this dash cover,
cool.
this piece.
Dry carbon.
And I like how so it's a dash and it's a center console, which is, the sun's hitting it all the time. So they dumbed it down and made it satin.
Yeah.
So it doesn't glare in your face.
And we've done that too. We've done that on a couple cars.
Yep.
But yeah, the kick plate's kind of cool.
I'm sure the sound system's fantastic.
Yeah, the sound system is good.
But
yeah, I mean everything is great. Like everything you touch feels nice. The steering wheel's really cool. The start-stop button on the steering wheel is kind of a cool touch.
That's Ferrari.
Yeah.
If we could find one that wasn't, so far gone that we could actually fix it and make it drive straight and have an actual value, yeah, I think it's worth it. But I also like the idea of taking our Ferrari to the next level.
Yeah, like we could take some inspiration from like the leather, the suede, the carbon. Like that would be really cool.
It's good to see what's happening in the modern sports car era with these exotics, because we don't get to see these very often.
I know. This is a treat.
This is a luxury, and so to see what the OEs are doing, this is totally accomplishable by us. And I think we find an interior for this car, or we just do Coachworks ourselves on it with the boys at SOS or whatever. I think we can pull this off.
Yeah. Now, how do they do this?
That's just a pattern in a material pattern. So that's actually produced for them, I assume.
That's cool.
It's
suede, like laser or something.
Yeah, it's probably lasered after
cool.
it's after.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like a gradual change.
They can see it in the seats for sure. Like the seat backs and stuff have the same thing. So this is all stuff that like they commissioned to have done for these. But as far as like this type of stuff and stitching, it's all stuff we can do. We just need to pick different materials than our normal black.
Yeah, I think we got to go outside the box a little bit.
Does this go back any further?
You're back. You're as back as it goes.
Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna be up like this. Does this have the same twin turbo 6 that's in the California, like the Ferrari Californias and stuff?
No, these are now totally separate. That's my understanding.
Oh, interesting.
So it's the same motor that's in the Gran Turismo, the highest model, but this one makes a little bit more power. That one's like 580 horse. I think this is 620, something like that.
Ooh, okay.
A little over 600. But what Mickey and I were talking about is this thing's got some really cool things, like the front lift. You just press a button. Like you don't have to worry about having a lowered car, and like all the suede and the leather is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice place to be.
I could see this, like, especially white. You gotta keep it clean.
Yeah.
You gotta be in clean clothes whenever you come to the car. I think. Like, I do like how all the modern cars are all, they're moving away from the analog stuff, because it allows you to change setups like that.
Yeah, the cluster is really nice. Like the steering wheel is super nice in this car. Like one of the nicest steering wheels I've ever seen. But like the start-stop button is right on here.
nice to see that they've started putting stocks back. I know Ferrari and Maserati for a while, they're moving everything onto the wheel. And you just, that's kind of gets chaotic. Wow, it feels really good. It's quick.
It's pretty fast. Yeah, this car runs mid-10s in the quarter all stop. You know, with nothing done, which is kind of crazy.
That's awesome.
A little bit quiet for my personal taste. I'm not sure what's coming across on the camera. I think an exhaust would maybe liven it up just a hair.
Ian and I were actually talking about that when you guys were pulling up, because we didn't hear you until you were like halfway down the driveway, and then at idle it doesn't sound like anything really special. But
what we were saying is that this car is built for someone who wants to daily it, wants to have a car that you could take to the track on the weekends, but is not going to kill you every day for driving it. And like, it's super comfortable. Everything works great. I love this. Is a dual clutch transmission, so it's not an automatic.
Yeah.
The trans is great. The brakes are amazing. Carbon ceramics all around.
They're getting nice with the DCTs, man. I didn't even notice this was a DCT, because it didn't feel like, you know, you drive the early DCT cars or the SMG cars or like the GTR. It's just super clunky, and it kind of, you got to know how to drive the older DCTs to make them drive smooth. But this, I didn't even know. It kind of felt like a really good automatic. Just how smooth it is, you know?
Yeah, it is really nice. Everything is just, all the touch points are really nice. The dry carbon everywhere. This knob is cool.
It feels really small. The interior feels really small.
Interesting, because I thought that it felt pretty open with all the glass and all that, and with the, we'll put our little,
no, it definitely feels like the visibility is great, but like the center console is tiny. It's sitting right next to you, you know? Really small. But the doors are also really big on this.
But it breaks traction a bit.
Yeah, I felt that.
But, I mean,
it caught it pretty good.
Yeah, the traction control. Man, that thing, the transmission hits real nice.
Yeah, it does.
You can feel it.
It's not like impactful either. It's nice and smooth, but you feel it shift. Very linear torque band. Very flat.
Turbo noise is pretty good. I just want more. I want more of that turbo noise. It's you just need a little bit more.
They got it to spool up. Like I can hardly tell when the turbos are spooling because it just comes
instantly
on. You know?
Yeah, it just instantly comes on. It's pretty cool, man. I don't know. It's got a lot of. For me, it's like I take this, I look at it, I'm like, man, the interior, a lot of inspiration for our Ferrari. The leather, the carbon, you know, the suede. Like I feel like we can accomplish something like this.
100%.
And it's good to see what the modern OEMs are doing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, from a power plant perspective, this reminds me, you know, believe it or not, it just reminds me of a lot of the modern day tuner cars that we're dealing with. Almost everything is turbo or twin turbo, like the Z or the Corolla GR. And obviously it's like another category of car, but to see like the technology improvements and now transferring that to like a really high-end car, it's pretty crazy.
It's really neat to see. I like it. I don't know if we should necessarily do all the lines in the interior of our car.
But doesn't that give you any, for me it's like inspiration, like what could we do that's just creative and different?
Yeah, just kind of weird.
I thought it's kind of weird.
It's definitely different. Definitely kind of strange.
But
Maserati's interiors have always kind of been really flashy and really strange. They do a lot of really bright colors as well, which is really cool.
I think the best way I can explain this car is if a crazy, super exotic sports car had a baby with a luxury car, you would get the MC20.
Yeah, pretty accurate. The seats are nice. Everything feels good. You're not sitting like super low in the chassis, but you are still very low. So like I know some Lamborghinis, like you feel like you're sitting on the rock or sitting on the floor, and you just like has a really nice seating position. Everything feels really good.
And then the other cool thing is this.
So not all MC20s have this.
Correct. This is the Cello, which is the automatic convertible.
Yeah.
How you doing there, Dylan? Just converting to
Well, I can talk to you from any angle now.
Yeah.
Oh, the back of your head sure looks nice from up here. Did you do that by the push of a button?
I did. So after the Ferrari is completely transformed, we finish the interior, we do all the mods that we want to do, exhaust, wheels, tires, everything. What do you guys think about a wrecked exotic project? So we've seen a lot of YouTubers tackle these projects, and I think that we can absolutely crush it and then add that throttle flair to the project as well. So maybe, just maybe, after the Ferrari is done, we can sell that car and pick up a wrecked exotic like a Huracan or a Ferrari or a Porsche or maybe a Maserati MC20. You guys please let us know in the comment section. We know that a lot of that has been done before, so maybe we try to find something that is very, very different and something that has not been done before, and we'd love to hear from you guys really what would be interesting for you guys to watch. And I think that it would be a really special project, and we definitely want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. So that's going to do it for today's YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a big thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.